Another day, another chance, another way, another dance. Today, I'll be discussing to you all about what I've been going over. So it's pretty much like something called Confetti Cuisines. So it's pretty much like a web application in which there be different like cuisines that will be displayed. So that's what I'm gonna be going over. So just cuisines that are gonna be eaten. So let's get to this. So because express require express, right? So kinds of variable are kind of express, right? Kinds of variable. So what happens was, here's a variable, right? And sets a value to it. Make sure that that value stays the same, right? Otherwise, it's going to return error. Then you got app equals express, home control equals require, error control equals require, layout equals require. Then requires EGS express layout module sets application EGS app.set view engine, comma EGS. So that's what it is, man. Then you got app.set view engine, comma EGS app.set a port process.env.port 3000 or 3000. So it either processes your environment port or it processes your port, right? Which or your server, which is 3000. If you don't get your environment, then you're gonna get your port, which is or your server, which is 3000. App.use. So this takes your URL encoded. This pretty much encodes your URL via Express. So you can be using Express to encode your URL, then app.use express.json, which shows which folder files that will be rendered is contained in, then enable static files. So that's what that does. Displays home page using parameters and then your get function. What should display depending on what is in the browser's URL. So if you use courses, you can display home controller, get contact, which is home controller, show sign up, then post contact controller, post sign up form, then error controller, page not found error, and then error controller dot internal server error. So that's what pretty much shows, and then print away website running on in console port 3000, app.listen, app.get, call.log server running at HTTP, localhost, colon, app.get port, so on and so forth. Then count.log prints out the string literal, which is localhost, app.get 3000. So that's what it just shows you. Then package.json, what that does is it pretty much saves your dependencies, the dependencies that you've initialized when you npm initial, right? Then package dash log.json, right? So what that does is it saves all your node modules. So that's what it does. So all your node modules, it just gets saved there. So it just gets saved onto package-log.json. So npm address, npm HTTP status codes, then so on and so forth. So that's what gets saved there. And also, yeah, so that's what gets saved. Then express EJS layouts.js. So that also so that those get saved here. Then you got your views, contact view. So that's pretty much for your contact page. So yeah, I'll show it to you now. Show it to you live. So your contact page. So this is your contact page, right? So this is your contact page. So you got your left column image, right column contact form, name input. It's got all your div elements, type, name, ID, placeholder, your name they required. So obviously that's required in order for you to actually be able to send your form, number input, email input, then submit button, your courses.ejs, dynamic course list, left column image, right column courses, dynamic courses list, error.ejs, left column error page, right column error message. So every time you got an error, this is gonna show you. So this is your error page. Oops, something went wrong, or the page you're looking for is not available. Go back to home. So that's your error page image is cat.jpg. Funny error cat. Oops. Then here's your message, your paragraph, so on and so forth. Then go back to this your button. So that's your button there. And then which home, then your div index.ejx. Div class welcome image source, images, people at JPG, chefs at work, then right column welcome content. Please check out all the cool new courses by our innovative and creative chefs. If you want to see a new course, click course HTML. We see a new course you like, you can contact that HTML class link, contact us to join, so on and so forth. So these are the links that are actually being shown on HTML. So HTML is pretty much like a framework for our page. So that's pretty much the framework, the layout.ags. So we're using Express. So yeah. So all our functionality, we're not gonna be making use of like Python or Java. Using use of HES, all our functionality is gonna come from our online libraries. So this layout.js. So this is going to be importing our CSS, right, and make sure that our layout is going to look the way it looks here. So import our CSS, I'll go over that. Then think for submitting, so here's your thanks page. So for our contacts, write your name, Ukabelo, that, and then that is our thanks page. So that's our things page, right? So you got our things page. Thank, thanks for submitting. And then yeah, you got div class. Thank you for submitting. Go back to ahref class, home link, homie, then p div, and then yeah, so on and so forth. So yeah, so you got that. So JS Confetti Cuisine, images, cat food graph. Those are your images, and then CSS. So that's your bootstrap CSS for everything that you've got. So that's what you have, and then yeah, right. Yeah. So that's what you've got. So your bootstrap and your confetti underscore cuisine dot CSS. So that's these are pretty much all your CSS functions for your different EJS files. So so on and so forth, right? Then your node modules. Then you got error control.js. So you've got your parameters, which is your error, request, res, then next. Then you got your internal server, home controller.css. So you got your courses, title, event-driven cakes, title, asynchronous artichoke, then object-oriented orange juice, and then exports that showcases request resolution, whereas that render offend courses of offered courses, and exports that show sign up, quest res, then exports that post sign up form, so on and so forth. Then where's that render? Then yeah, that's what you've got, man. Then you got our error page. Then yeah, that's pretty much what we have, man. Home. So let's have. I mean, so what? So pretty much for peer programming, what do you have to say, Letabo, about that?
Okay, so what's this? Uh, Especially for the Confetti Cuisine, compared to the others, right? The error page is basically in the same styling as our usual, what's this? Confetti page.
Yeah.
It's linking to everything from lesson 11, lesson 10. So, what's this? We're adding more controllers.
Yeah.
We can see how it's actually handling the get and post. What's this? What else? What else? Yeah, like how it's responding to our error, like it's how it's responding with our error,
Yeah.
and it's gonna respond with the custom page. And also, yeah, yeah,
So yeah, as
that's
you can
pretty
see
much
here,
what. Yeah,
so I got my
so
bootstrap.
basically,
So
it's a,
yeah, yo, carry on, carry on, carry on.
yeah. So basically, from this unit, what it's doing is that it's combining everything that we've learned through this unit, or putting everything that we learned in this unit to unit one, lesson
Right, no problem. So obviously, on my front end, I debugged it as well. I didn't just debug my main.js on the back end. I debugged my HTML structure or my client side on my front end. So obviously I did that using the network. So it states type 304. That means it's working. If it was 400, that means my server isn't working. Or if it was 500, if it was 400, that means my page wasn't found or it's not working. Or if it's 500, that means there's a problem with the server. So if it's 304, that means my thing is actually working. You know what I mean? Type style sheet size 3 KB or kilobytes, and then 3.61 seconds, so on and so forth. So that this is actually the time in which it's taking me right to pretty much get all my stuff. So that's the amount of time it took. Home, courses, and then contact. So this is pretty much all the stuff, right, that's been processed. So every time I go to I send a different HTTP request using the same HTTP server from using different URLs like contact, home, courses. I'm gonna be processing different stuff like different CSS, my whole Bootstrap, different CSS sections that I've got here. I'll show you now. Like for example, right, I got different CSS stuff. Layout CSS code for my index code, CSS for my layout code, CSS for my thanks code. Pretty much different CSS gets displayed there. So yeah, that's what I've got, and then so on and so forth. Right. So yeah, I mean that's what I have. I mean there's no throttling. That means my network isn't being throttled. So yeah, I mean that's what happened. That's what happens. I mean, so I got a whole web application. So until next time, take care and are blessed, and thank you very much. And well, thank you, man, for navigating my listen to our video. And yeah,